you've made it this far actually, and this is the part that is not supposed to be too serious, but it's still serious because we're just having conversations around a part that we don't pay too much attention to.
Yeah.
But it turns out to be that is one of the most difficult parts of this entire conversation around structure
In
and
running
management,
businesses, yeah.
which is staff.
Yeah.
So it's, you see, the business that you're building now, everything we've shared with you, what you're doing with our consultants will not have any effect if we don't have the right staff to do the right work. And having the right staff is not about finding Jesus or finding Muhammad or finding the perfect employee. There is no perfect employee. In fact, let me put it this way. Now I used to tell you this thing, that when God made me on a Sunday after he has rested.
Yeah, so mine was on a Monday before he started with others.
So when God finished making me, he rested. I mean, he broke the mold. I mean, look at me now. See, man. See my side view.
Yeah.
The same way when God finished making you, he did not make another person like you. So you will not find anybody on earth that will do things exactly like you. So stop looking for. This is just, there's no protocol to this particular class.
Yes.
We'll just be talking.
The truth about it is that it's like someone who drinks, who smokes, and he wants to marry a good girl. And then he goes to church and he says, I want a Christian, a born again, and I want to marry the best wife, and yet you are not the best husband. The truth about it is that it's almost possible from the beginning, but not sustainable or true. So if you want the very best staff, it means you must carry some certain values or abilities that produce the kind of staff that you would want, or that will make your company come to the way you want it to be or function.
One of the things, that we have observed when it comes to finding staff is how those of us who own businesses look for, search for, and employ employees based on the way we see the world.
Yeah. Okay.
On the way the white man calls it bias. Professional is called bias. We've had situations where we're doing recruitment for a client and we have the best employees, the best candidates, and the client says, I don't want this person because he's Igbo. I don't want this person because he's Yoruba. I don't want this person because he's from this state.
This state or whatever. Or because he serves this God.
He serves this God. Or
Yeah.
because he worked for so and so place. Or he did this. Or he did that. Or things you cannot really hold on
that
to.
is meaningful. So during an interview sessions, which I have the privilege to have, you see people mention names, and then the interviewer is like, how do you know him or her? And then the applicant or anybody says, well, he's my friend, I know him. And because the CEO or the interviewer does not like that person that has been mentioned, no matter how competent that candidate is, the bias spreads and such a person is thrown out.
We have to, as CEOs, become deliberate about looking at the qualities of the person beyond our own emotions.
Beautiful.
Beyond the way we see things. Because we have to tell ourselves the truth that it is not what you need.
It is what the business,
it's what the business needs. It is not the staff that you need, or it is not the qualities you alone expect. It is who the business needs that is more important. So you, for example, may want you may want an accountant. You want somebody who will do accounting, who will do inventory, who will do procurement, all in one.
Maybe customer service.
And customer service. But that is not what the business is telling you. And if you pay attention, our businesses talk to us.
True.
They tell us that, look, the inventory that we have has outgrown using a one boy. That's why there is always confusion. So you will not move from one boy to a fresh graduate
Immediately.
You will move to somebody who has capacity and experience
to deliver.
So it's no longer only about what you can pay.
I think I need to draw a point here.
Yes, sir.
Now, the business is not you.
True.
So we must have a dividing line between who we are and what the business is. Now, the biggest problem for CEOs is that they want the staff to do their bidding, not the bidding of the business. And once you begin to divert the attention from the business to you, the possibility of coming out with a bad staff becomes more obvious. Because you try as much as possible to shift the attention of the staff to you instead of to the business. And once that attention is shifted, a time comes, even you as the CEO, you begin to notice some lapses on the business, not knowing that you are the cause of it. So it is very important for us to take out emotions or sentiments. We've said this in our previous classes. There are no emotions. Businesses don't have flesh and blood. They only run on principles.
Very true, sir.
And so the principle for engaging staff is, this is what you are supposed to do. You must carry the right character. You must be competent to do what the business requires, not what the business owner requires.
This is leading me to another thought.
Yeah.
So let's do that exercise that we normally do sometimes. Okay. So now, for those, if you're watching this, let's do a little bit of a summary of how much it costs you to stay alive, that's to survive and take care of your basic needs on a monthly basis. If you can, as you're watching this, pause and do this calculation. So
just pick a piece of paper
and do it. So we're saying things like, how much does it cost you to pay rent on a monthly basis? You, not for the business, you in your personal life. How much does it cost you to pay rent? Your children's school fees, whether they're in Nigeria or abroad. What does it come to monthly?
Your NEPA bills.
Your NEPA bills, your internet, how much you spend on power, fuel for the car, for the generator.
And then upkeep
for the home. Food, giving, laundry. The people you dash, all the, in quote, we call it village people, all the people that you're giving.
That you gave here.
Calculate all of that. Sit down and arrive at a number. In fact, I will honestly tell you to pause this video now and do that exercise. See how you can determine this is how much you have to generate just to cover your basic bills
on a monthly basis.
We are waiting for you. Are you done? If you've come back now, it means that you've done that exercise. Now, 2 questions. Can your business afford to pay you this amount on a monthly basis? That's question 1. Question 2, how big does your business need to become for it to pay 10 people, that is 10 of your employees, that amount you calculated per person? So let's say eventually you calculated 3.5 million naira
on a monthly
basis for you
as a business owner.
As the business owner, how big does your business need to become so that it can pay 10 people 3.5 million naira? You know why this is important? We need to stop paying employees peanuts. We need to, your life, that life you're currently living, is the dream of so many people who work under you. So how big does the business need to become where people work for you and they drive cars?
Let's even do a sensitivity analysis based on these analysis or figures you've put together. So let's say as a business owner, you arrived at that figure 3.5 million. Now we don't know what your figures came to. Let's assume 3.5 million. Now discount 3.5 million by 50%, 1,750,000. How many of your staff earn 50% of what your monthly expense is? And how do you think they survive on a monthly basis? So it's so easy for us to assume the position of a CEO, yet what we spend is not even enough. And we assume again that what we pay should be enough.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not enough.
So if you tell yourself that truth, then you will understand why commitment sometimes
It's difficult.
is difficult.
It's difficult. Let's even take it a step further. I'm hoping that you are paying people more than 60,000 naira. In Excel and Grace Consulting, a lot of clients that we work with, we choose to do minimum of 100,000 naira, and there's a reason. So let's say you're paying somebody 60,000 naira monthly. That person would eat. Will 1,000 naira, 1,000 naira cover breakfast for somebody? But let's use 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira in the morning, 1,000 naira in the night. 101. So 2 times a day. On the days the person doesn't come to work, the person will still eat.
Yes.
So it's 30 days, right? 2,000 naira multiplied by 30 is 60,000 naira just on food. What of transport? That person may have children. The person may have other dependents. This has nothing to do with what you think the business can pay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not the conversation we're having here.
No.
Because the salaries you are paying your staff is a cost to the business. It is not a cost to you as the business owner. It is equivalent to how much you pay for diesel, how much you pay for. So if the take home is not taking them home, you will not get commitment.
Very true. And then it is also important that we draw your attention to something that many business owners do. What is that? They want to go into growth and expansion of their businesses at the detriment of paying their staff. You want the business to do well, and there's nothing wrong with that. But businesses don't do well without people.
Simple.
So when you are expanding in structures, you are expanding in equipment, you are expanding in assets, the most important resource for any business are the human resources. Now, if the human resources are kept inactive or dormant, and you are expanding every other asset in that company, it's only a matter of time for that business to climax into oblivion because it's not sustainable. And the people you work with, incidentally, they know what's going on in the business. So we've had interactions with many staff with different companies, and they tell us, we know, we see the figures, we have the details, but we don't know why we are not as good as being recognized for this kind of rewards. So when we are saying staff, there are good staff, but back to how we treat them. And I'll tell us a story, a true life story. So when you're saying good staff, I had a driver for 10 years. I had one driver for 10 years. And something happened that my executive director then, when I was in the bank, said he needed the driver to, work with him for 3 days. And he did work with him for 3 days and told the driver, because he was very good. I had even trained him as a spy police. And so he was very good at what he does. And my executive director offered him 4 times of what I was paying him. Guess what? The driver said he wasn't interested. He was shocked. He said, look, I have a relationship with this man that I'm working with that transcends beyond money. So we need you to get something right. We are not saying you pay everything in the world, but what's your relationship with your staff? Is it just contractual or it is covenantal? Now, the reason why we are saying this is what happened recently. A friend of ours visited, and we went to see him in his hotel where he was putting up. And after talking and everything, because he was to fly back to an out of station in Port Harcourt, He came with a vehicle and I was asking, so who's going to take the vehicle back? And he said his driver. Well, it wasn't a big surprise because I understand his net worth. He has the ability to cater for that. But by 8, 9 o'clock, when we were leaving the hotel, we still saw the driver in the car. And I asked him, where is he going to sleep? And he said he will manage to sleep in the car. And I was wondering, if he's going to sleep in the car and he's going to take your belongings or some of your family members back to the east from Port Harcourt, how safe is it for you and for the business? He said he will manage. And well, we did some talks and we got the guy a cheap room to sleep. And the man was very grateful. And I told my friend, who is now a very good client, that you risk not just your business, you risk your life. Because when people are not treated nicely, they become bad staff. And Mario Angelo said something. He said, people may forget what you did or what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel. How do you make your staff feel? How do you make them feel? How committed are they in trusting your ability to take the right decisions for them? So these biases that we are talking about exist in the workplace, and they can actually determine how good your staff is to you and how dedicated and committed they will be for you.
Very true, sir. So let's talk a bit about selecting staff and then the merging of roles.
Okay.
It's so easy, maybe out of fear of not wanting to pay a lot of salaries. Most times CEOs want to merge roles.
Yeah.
You want to merge. It makes some sense if you are starting. But again, before you merge roles, listen to the business. The business will tell if you are doing, I like to use inventory a lot of times because it's one of the basic headaches businesses have, especially when they are physical businesses. If your inventory is huge, you can't manage 4-5 billion naira worth of inventory with a storekeeper only, and that's called storekeeper is also doing procurement. How? It's not adding up. You can't do. You have phone calls coming in. You have WhatsApp messages coming in. You have ads running. You have this. You give it to one person. We have to, when we do this role is defined, it is when you see that the output from one person is too small.
Yeah.
And there's another role that requires attention, then you can merge. The merger is not based on title, it's on work that is expected to be done.
Sure.
So as you work with us, as you work with our team, you can make recommendations for mergers, but be deliberate about understanding what is the output from this person, because by the time you merge 2-3 roles, we say if you chase 3 rats, you won't catch anyone. So the person is monitoring this, monitoring this, monitoring this. How does the person know which one is a priority?
How? So that's a very big question, and let's do some illustration. So the human body, we have 5 or 6 sense organs, okay, sensory organs. We have the taste, smell, sight, hearing, and touch. Good. Now, imagine that if you have to breathe with the nose, which is the normal function for which the nose is designed for, and you employ the mouth to breathe in place of the nose. The truth is that the mouth will breathe for you in place of the nose if you close the nose and you breathe with the mouth. But for how long? Now, if you have to eat, which is the natural function of the mouth, and you breathe with it at the same time, what will happen is that you will choke. And this is what happens to businesses. So it's very easy to say he can do it. Let's add it to him instead of this. We interviewed a client recently who had an intern that was supposed to learn the trade, but because he had some good driving skills, he was now deployed to become the company's driver. The guy wasn't learning anything anymore, and he was becoming so disgruntled to the point that it started affecting the business. So how do you multitask? Multitasking is not a bad thing. Don't get us wrong. It is temporal. When the business begins to expand, for crying out loud, get people to do the different things that the business requires. Don't turn a secretary into a customer service manager, into your social media manager, into your office girl, into the accountant, just because you want to save cost. So it's like breathing with the mouth. A time will come, the throat will get sore, and you won't be able to eat.
Very true.
Because you are belaboring those functions which is not supposed to be performed by just one person.
I think it's you that told me this, that it's very interesting how those of us who are married, as you get married, you have expectations of your spouse. You have not told your spouse what the expectations are. Yet you are judging your spouse
from the expectations that have not been communicated.
Yes. In fact, let me even say it another way. The other gender, I didn't mention anybody.
Yeah.
The other gender, there is a dream many of them have of this is the kind of man
that I
want. And so when they marry the man that they marry, the man does not know the dream. He does not know the mold they have. I want the man to do like this, to do like this. They don't know what that has been made on their behalf.
Yes.
And then every day he is evaluated based on that mold or standard or expectation that he is not even aware of and may not even have the capacity to deliver on.
True.
We're saying this to say there are two expectations for you and your staff. The expectations you have of the staff and the expectation the staff have of you and the business.
Great.
Most times when you sit and counsel people, you talk about it from time to time. When you ask the man what is wrong, the man will only speak from his point of view. He's a saint, and it is this woman. When you ask the woman, it's the same thing. When designing or thinking about hiring staff, please do not focus only on what you expect from the staff. Be deliberate about considering what does this staff expect from me as the CEO or as their supervisor and from the business.
Right on point.
From the business.
From the business. So just adding to what Nambi said. Now, when you give an appointment letter, the funny part of the whole story of expectations from both ends is that when you give a letter of employment or appointment or contracts, whatever, we in Excel and Grace, we do contracts letter because we specify all that is expected of you for that business. We put the job descriptions, KPIs, everything. Now you find out that every employment letter is a one-way communication.
Exactly. From the employer
to the employee, saying this is what I want from you.
And it's usually not even very clear.
And it's usually not very clear.
Because the expectations, the job description is there. The work you will do is there. But there are some expectations that you have as an individual
that is not enshrined there.
But that is what you'll be using to judge the person.
Now, when the employee gets this letter and he reads it over and over again, he checks his competencies, he checks his character, he checks his experience, and maybe he rates himself to say, okay, I can do this up to 80%. The remaining 20% will be hands-on on the job. I will get to know it. Now, there's something that has not been communicated in that document is, who is the employer? What is his nature? What is his character? So all that binds you there is saying your remuneration at the end of the month would be so and so amount. When is he paid? How is he paid? What are the performance incentives? What are the things that the employee should do when you delay his salary or her salary? It's not in the contract. It's not in the contract.
So that we also have a balance view.
Yeah.
We'll just share some things on what you should expect from employees. So, because sometimes you have them in your head, but it's not well articulated.
True.
And then we'll also talk about some things employees expect
from the employer.
So one of them could be you expect commitment.
100%.
So you need to find a way to explain what that commitment would look like to you. Do you expect people to know, like senior managers should not leave the office before you? I've seen situations where the CEO is in the office, it's 5 o'clock, closing time, everybody
leaves.
And then you start feeling bad. Do you expect senior managers to stay? That now becomes part of communicate it. Don't keep it.
Don't keep it. Don't assume.
Don't assume. Do you expect people to always be on time? Don't assume. Say that you expect reports in this particular format. So between the two of us, he likes to read every single line of every document you send to him. I want summary. I want numbers.
Yeah.
We've communicated that to our team. So if they are sending both of us a mail, they find a way to merge both expectations. Say it out. Don't just assume that it is, they will just know.
No.
Because common sense is not common practice.
It's not. And in getting staff that will remain with you for a very long time, who will be committed, dedicated, respectful, and loyal to you, you must learn relationship management. Don't assume anything. Usually, from the inception of engaging people, it starts as a contract. Over a period of time, it is not contract that matters anymore. It is the covenantal relationship that matters. That's why once it is 5 o'clock and people still have work to do, they will remain, they will stay and finish it. You, the MD or the CEO, you are the one saying, why are you still here? Why are you not going home? And they said, we still have a task. And nobody will put up a requisition to tell you overwork or what they call this overtime, because they know that this is their company. If your relationship with your staff does not come to the point where the staff begins to say, this is my company, and they are not proud of saying this is my company, you have a problem. You have a problem.
To build this relationship,
you
need to understand the expectations the employees have. So what are some of those expectations employees have? We'll share between me and him, we'll just share a few of them. Number one, employees want to work somewhere where they will grow. I joined this, and the growth is not just with them. There's a way they will check the growth. So and so person has been in this company for 4 years. When he joined, what was his life like? 4 years later, what is his life? It means if I stay here for another 4 years, that's my future. I'm not going to stay here. So you need to be conscious of the fact that these employees, from cleaner to manager, they are looking for where there is growth.
Absolutely.
2, they are looking for where there is structure and order. Who reports to who? You as a CEO, you want to delegate something to the business development person, you will jump the manager, jump the head of department, and give a direct instruction. So you are not following the structure that you expect them to follow. So I said 1, growth. Another one is what? The structure. 3, fair treatment.
Absolutely.
Fair treatment. That this is particularly important if you have relatives or friends or different people in the business, or you have somebody you like. In fact, in Excel and Grace, in the Excel and Grace group, many of our employees don't want people to know that we like them because they receive more. So, for example, if there's a surcharge for late coming and it is 1,000 naira, because you are my person, like my assistant, if there's a surcharge, you pay double. Because the fact that you are closer to me means that you are held at a higher standard
than the others.
So you have to be fair. That fairness must show.
It has to show. Then taking it up from there, there's something called integrity. Integrity of the leader. So you are not making promises because you are excited.
Very true.
You are making promises because there are data and there are evidences to back up every single promise that you make. Some CEOs, I have noticed, they get excited and then they say the things that they are unable to do. And you don't keep those promises. Once it becomes consistent with you, you begin to lose the taste of respect. And that's very key as a leader, that you are not quick in making promises that you can't keep,
or the business
cannot support. So integrity is very, very important. The other part, which is the leadership that I'm really concentrating on, is respect, mutual respect. Don't say because he's a cleaner or he's a driver or he's a this or that or I pay him at the end of the month. Everybody needs respect. Once they know that you respect them, they will respect you in return.
What does this respect mean?
So respect is not love. It is very important for us to know that respect is not love. It's not when I'm coming as an MD or I'm coming to work, you come rush downstairs and carry my bag and you are saying, good afternoon, sir, or sir, you look good. This bag is very expensive. Sir, you smell fine. I don't work with love in the office environment. I work with respect. And respect comes from your area of competence. If you are delivering on your job and you are delivering impeccably, then the respect is earned. And so the same thing for the MD. When they call you or they send you mail, there are some MDs, they send mails, they never read those mails. Or they send text messages, they never read those text messages. Or they see missed calls, they never call back or take those return calls. Never. And if this is your identity, it will be difficult to get the kind of staff that you want because you call.
Yes.
And you expect that they call back if they miss that call or they take those calls. You send text messages, you do emails. And so what you feel should be reciprocal.
Very true.
And you must respect that.
Speaking on respect, there are two kinds of respect.
Okay.
There is statutory
Respect because you are the MD or you are a higher person.
And then there is earned respect.
Yes.
First things first that must be deliberate about, you must be deliberate about ensuring happens in your business. As long as the person is affiliated to your business in any way, that person is important and deserves respect. Staff, vendor, customer, supplier, regulatory agencies, all of them. As long as there's an affiliation to your business, that person deserves respect from you. Because when you give them respect, your leaders, all the other people under you, see it. And then they follow through. It is extended.
True.
Typical example. On no condition should you berate any of your management staff or supervisors in the presence of their juniors.
Yes, or third parties.
Or third parties. Never do that. What you should do is stand behind the person in public. Then when you go back inside, you correct the person.
Absolutely.
Not only would they feel like you respect them, that culture, they would share it with other people. They will not be correcting their subordinates in public. They will take them to one side and coach them and groom them.
Exactly.
So this is the respect we're talking about. The other one, earned respect, is from deliverables and results. But let everybody know that because they wear your ID card, there's respect for them from everybody. And you are the one who will initiate that.
Absolutely.
And one question I
Absolutely.
wanted to ask, sir,
Yes.
should staff buy into the vision of your business?
Oh, yes. That's the heartbeat of the business.
But you know, me and you don't agree on this thing.
So
Well, the way we explain it is different.
The way we explain it is different. So they should buy into the vision. The something is when you think it is automatic.
Okay.
So they cannot buy into your dreams or vision automatically.
In fact, they can
Over time.
Yes.
When it is paid,
If the vision
becomes clear.
If the vision is connected to their own vision, then they buy it.
Good.
So here's what it means. This is the way we're trying to say so that there's clarity. It is okay to employ people who don't buy into your vision, and it is not a crime. Be okay. In fact, more than 70 to 80% of the people who work with you will not buy into your vision, and it's okay. Be comfortable with it. But this is how you can increase their ability to buy into your vision.
Good.
Is one, help them define a vision for themselves beyond survival. The number of people, we can determine how far your business will go by the number of people who are just coming to your business only for survival. If you have a lot of people who don't have a future for themselves, people who are saying, in 3 years of working here, in 3 years of working here, I will go back to school. In 5 years of working here, I would have done this.
Yeah.
These are their goals and their visions. If they can tie that vision into working for you, they'll buy into your vision completely.
Absolutely.
Because every human being by default is listening to What's in It For Me radio. So that commitment you are looking for, some of the things we do, for example, is we do it for the people in the academies.
Okay.
This is how much your salary is. What do you want next? You want this? Okay, fine. Save XYZ amount. If you save up to this amount, personally, I will contribute 40% or 50% or 60% of whatever you have saved towards your common goal. What's that person seeing? The person is now attaching that their goal to working for you, to working for your business.
Agreed.
And if you know what they are working towards, you can now start asking them every 3 months or so,
Where
are we on this one?
How far
have you gone? Have you saved this? Have you done this? This will transform the way your employees see you and see their work in your business.
So that you understand clearly what we are talking about. My dream, his dreams, could be very, very different. In fact, your dream is different from our dreams. There is nothing wrong, like he said, in creating or getting employees whose dreams did not tally before they came into your business with your dream. Most of the times, it may not tally. The only point of meeting is how much are you paying me for the service that I'm offering. That's where his dream starts from to start colliding with yours. But you see, the inexplicable part of your dream, which Nambi just talked about, is where you as the leader or the business owner has a heart of abundance to accommodate every other person's dream who is working for you as a subset of your dream. If it is only your dream you want everybody to accomplish, you won't succeed. But if you accommodate their dreams in your dreams, it means we are Ubuntu. We are arriving together, we are succeeding together, we are winning together, and we are celebrating together. Once people know that you can adopt them into your dream, then they fulfill your visions.
To put all of this in context, or as we round this conversation on staffing up, I would want to share this. We talked about it, and there's a coaching model that we use.
Yeah.
So if it's something you're interested in, you can send us a message. But this is the way we designed that model. There is no Ronaldo. there would have been no Ronaldo if there was no Sir Alex Ferguson. In fact, I don't have any data to support this, but I do believe that Ronaldo played his best under Sir Alex Ferguson because there was a coaching and mentor relationship.
True.
Beyond him playing for Manchester United. So let me speak to you. Currently, right now, you are the coach of everybody that works for you. Whatever outcomes they are getting, it is your job to make sure, just like you pay attention to how your kids perform in school, and you don't return your kids, have that same mindset with your employees and say, if this person is malfunctioning, have I coached this person to be better? Have I groomed this person to be better? Have I done anything that adds some of me, some of my thoughts, some of my behaviors, some of my, even the things I don't have, just to make sure that this person is given the opportunity to become the best version of themselves? Because nobody comes to you finished. We are all a work in progress. Myself, I am. He too is a work in progress.
Yeah.
So when they come, even those who come with expertise, your job is not to do the work. Your job is to coach, mentor, and groom those who are doing the work. So don't look for perfect employees. When you hire staff, as they come, look at them. Doc always says, look for character. Look at competence.
Yeah.
And look at capacity. Character may not show up immediately, but there are questions you can ask that help you know whether this person has the characteristics to grow
or not.
Capacity is, does this person have the ability to accept more training? And then competence, what are you bringing to the table as at now? Don't only look at that. Because it's difficult to find employees in Nigeria.
Very difficult.
It is extremely difficult. There is no factory where we manufacture human beings. What we have is what we have. And so we need to accept responsibility for building teaching hospitals for these people, because complaining that Gen Zs or Gen Alpha or this and does not change the problem. It is your job to ensure that every employee who comes into your business becomes better.
And on a final note, for me, I would plead with you, CEO, listening, that you don't take undue advantage of people, especially in the country where we are. We know how economically bad the situation is. I know, you also know that when you see a competent person, he deserves more, but you latch on the desperation of that person to underprice him and to underpay him just because you know that that person is desperate. See, let me tell you the truth, and we've done this severally. We've seen it come up over and over again. If the person is desperate and he takes that job from you, the person knows. And it's only a matter of time. When he settles, he will become visible to not you alone. He will be visible to people who will take him out. And that very first impression of bringing him down to his knees because he was desperate will haunt you. So, this is not saying give everything they say, but this is saying be honest with your value placement on every person you identify. And when you do that and they know it, they stay with you.
Very true. Very true. So to put all of this, as we conclude, here's your assignment for this conversation. We want you to do two things. Number one, share with us via mail 5 things that stood out for you in this conversation that we've had, and then 3 things you will begin to do differently following the conversations that we shared here today. So if you're already doing some of them, point them out. It's fine. But we want to believe that you've gotten some things from here. So tell us 5 things you learned from this, and 3 things you will begin to do differently when it comes to finding, selecting, hiring, and managing your employees. Thank you very much.
Have a great day and be
Talk to you
nice.
later.